Trinity Fusion is an interesting game. It is the Brawlout team.
Yeah.
They took their sort of fighting know-how from Brawlout and decided, let's turn this into a platformer. And they thought, what's the first thing we can start looking at? Well, they had like handfuls of cool like enemy designs. The guy was telling me, he's like, yeah, we had like all these awesome enemy designs, and realized, well, how are we going to link all these enemy designs together? Like 4 years ago, they're like, we have enemies, we have characters, but we can't put them into a game. And all of a sudden, Into the Spider-Verse debuts and talks about the multiverse. They're like, let's do a fucking multiverse. So they turned it into a multiverse game, and it worked. Like it clicks. Essentially, you are one character who's technically three characters across three different multiverses, and you can start with any of the three any of the three universes. Start kind of collecting loot. Your whole goal is to prevent the any one of these three multiverses from becoming like the winner champion multiverse, right? Nefarious forces, all that stuff. So by going through each of these individual multiverses, there's three characters. You're the same person, but kind of split up in three different characters, three variations. One person is more sort of bio focused, so her attacks are like sort of bio and science. Another one is more like technology, so you're using like lasers and guns and that kind of shit. And then her third version is like a heavy, so you get a big old sword and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of broken up that way, and each of those universes are different. So the heavy, for instance, has her universe, the robots won against humanity, and so you're fighting with superpowered robots. The biome universe is like humanity lost and nature kind of came back and became poisonous, and then so on and so forth. Platformer, you can take on these enemies, and then the coolest thing is there are certain points where you get to these portals, and in the portal, you can actually either switch out to become one of the other two characters, or you can go into their universe with your character, with your stats.
Sonic CD style.
Yeah. And so I found that part was really cool, but really the battle mechanic, the gameplay was awesome. Like the animations are really fluid. There's a lot of weight to the attacks. There's a light attack, and then there's sort of a special attack. You can do some power slides to get away from enemies. It reminds me a lot of, like, I don't want to say Metroid, but there's a little bit of Metroid Dread in it, in that some enemies are like, you want to avoid some attacks, you want to go head on. And the really cool thing is that, or one of the interesting things is that your special attacks, you only build up power for special attacks by doing the weaker attacks. So you do like the smaller, if you have the sword, you're like chipping away with the sword, and then you can do the power attack, switch to that for some enemies who maybe have stronger shields, to take down their shields. But you have to build up, chip away with like jabs before you can do an actual like hook or an uppercut. So I found that stuff really cool, really interesting. And it was actually a lot of fun and totally enjoyable. Yeah, so that was Trinity Fusion. I'm really looking forward to that one.